Tom Platz, who looked unbelievable this year's Mr. Olympia. You may not have heard, but Tom Platz got third place, should have won Mr. Olympia, was probably around 2% body fat. In the last 3 days before the contest, he stayed at my home in Palm Springs to get some sun. And I couldn't believe my eyeballs when I saw him. His skin was like tissue paper. And he was eating 400 grams of carbohydrates a day. But he was performing a lot of aerobics, and he was getting less calories than he needed to maintain himself. It can be done. By the way, how many of you have heard about the Mr. Olympia contest? I'm done with nutrition. How many have questions? Well, let's talk about the Olympia for a while. New Muscle and Fitness just came out, and you would think perhaps that because they have a vested interest in the IFBB, they might try to suppress the severity of the situation. But this must be Ricky Wayne who wrote this. I'll read it to you. It's very short. It's a flash report of this year's Mr. Olympia contest. Of course, Franco Columbu won, in case you're wondering. I personally did not believe Franco would win. All year long, everybody was telling me, Franco Columbu's going to win, obviously. Arnold's his buddy. And I said, no, there's no way they're going to do it 2 years in a row. It would be a slap in the face. They're going to choose somebody safe like Chris Dickerson. But I was wrong. So this is just a flash report. Boos and cheers greet Mr. Olympia decision. I'll read it real quickly. 12 months after its debut at the Sydney Opera House, the monster that many believe had since died of shame gave a wholly unexpected but far more revolting repeat performance at the 1981 Mr. Olympia contest in Columbus. More than 4,000 stunned fans, including Joe Weider, were sick to their stomachs the night of October 9th when Oscar State announced the results of the once highly respected event. The booing and catcalling rose to a deafening volume when Franco Columbu was declared Mr. Olympia in 1981. Winner of the $20,000 cash prize over an amazingly improved Tom Platz, a flawless and ripped Danny Padilla, an outrageously muscle-boy calendar. It was Bodybuilding's Good Friday, that never-to-be-forgotten Saturday night when a group of self-seekers nailing bodybuilding to the cross of disillusionment. Be sure to read the full story of the most exciting Mr. Olympia ever staged and the regrettable finale that turned the whole event into bodybuilding's darkest hour. Excellent. Period. Pretty accurate. That's it. So, a lot of the bodybuilders, including Tom Platz, sort of thought I overreacted last year when I called for a boycott of Mr. Olympia. But now all the guys who thought we overreacted last year are just as pissed off as I was last year. Because now they were close to winning and saw it elude their grasp because of these self-seekers, whoever they are. Think about it. Think of what a win would have done for Tom Platz or Danny Padilla. But Franco won. I'm not sure what I'm saying here. I'm not sure what it all means for bodybuilding or me. The thing that I've been running across, young bodybuilders from Gold's Gym walk up to me and say, but Mike, if they're fixing the Olympia, why should I continue competing? How do I know they're not fixing all the other contests? So I don't know what to say. It could destroy the sport.
What's your situation now with the IFBB?
The IFBB?
Yeah.
It's a very delicate situation. The bodybuilders are more disgruntled than ever. After last year's contest, a lot of people were pissed off for a while, but they figured, well, it's a fluke, it won't happen again. But, it's affecting more and more people now. Think of what would have happened to Tom Platz's career if he had won the Olympia this year. A lot of people said, as a matter of fact, Roy Calendar was quoted as saying, after the Mr. Olympia contest, I'll bet Mike Mentzer, Boyer, and Frank Zane are all back in California now laughing their asses off. But actually, I wasn't laughing because it's not a laughing situation. I didn't laugh last year, and I wasn't laughing this year. Simply because of the fact that if Tom Platz had won, he could have gone from a non-entity, an obscure bodybuilder, to making $200,000 or $300,000 a year. That's serious. You're talking about a man's livelihood. And apparently Arnold and Franco think it's a joke. In my opinion, it's a very bad joke.
It goes to prove it can be bought.
Well, I'm not sure it's being bought. I'm not sure what's happening. I really don't know. That's one of the reasons I haven't been competing. I don't think there's a fair judge in the world.
It's a bad thing for bodybuilding.
It's very bad. Well, according to what I heard, Joe Weider was just incensed over this thing. For the first time in history, bodybuilding history, Joe Weider refused to give out the trophy to the winner. He stormed out of the place and was heard to have said, "Yes, I like Franco, but he and Arnold are reading the score or something like that."
Franco Columbu returns as Mr. Olympia for the year 1981.
Will do. Not to be a brother. It's always never achieved the
Ask my brother. I have no idea what my brother's problems are.
I just thought you'd work out with me.
I've seen my brother about 4 times in the last 4 months. So we just started training together. And I'll answer him for his problems. Any other questions about Olympia? Any other offerings?
Apparently, Platts had no grudges though after the Olympia for some reason.
Okay, no what?
No grudges, like you said.
I don't understand Tom's attitude.
I'll tell you what happened when we got back to the hotel. There was about 200 people circled Tom Platts. And Rick Wayne with his tape recorder thought he was going to get some fantastic comments. He got completely the opposite.
Yeah,
Tom Platts said, "I can't complain about Arnold, he's done lots for me."
that's
Maybe
a
drastic.
Arnold has given Tom Platts a couple of exhibitions.
Two in
fields
England.
indebted.
Yeah.
He thinks Arnold's the greatest thing.
Which is stupid, he just lost more money than that.
Yeah, really. That's Tom's problem. But he was vastly improved. I couldn't believe my eyeball when I saw him. Like I said, he stayed at my home, and when I walked out to the pool and saw him for the first time, he was laying there all greased up in his posing trunks. Of course, the sun brought out all the veins. And he must have put on at least 12 pounds of his upper body, almost matching his legs, which are truly medical phenomena, along with his massive muscles here in the jaw. I've never seen any muscles built like that.
Why is that?
It's probably just general hypertrophy from taking steroids.
Yeah.
The steroids even cause your larynx, which is a muscle, to get thicker. You'll notice most bodybuilders have heavier voices. There's a certain resonance to bodybuilders who take steroids for voice. Start
I
listening.
noticed.
Any other questions? If not, we'll take a half an hour break and come back and talk more about training. Okay? See you in half an hour right here.